you. Xiaofan, can you help share the screen? So thank you all for coming to the second round. We had the first round on Monday, and this is the last session for 5.3's Go Live training. And I'll hand it over to Xiaofan to introduce the two topics of today. Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle. So, hello everyone. Welcome to the second training session for our Phase 5.3 Round 2. If you have any questions during the meeting, please feel free to let us know. And also, we'll provide the training material to you after the meeting. Okay, let's get started. First, the timeline. On Monday, we went over the revised core feature, including its steps, scenarios, result, and the new reapproval process. And today's session will focus on what will happen to partial shipment after revised core and the other new function, deal grouping. And these features introduced in those two sessions will go live next Tuesday and Wednesday. Okay, here is today's agenda. Since the user who use the functions are different and there are many participants today, so we'll first introduce the new function deal grouping. Then let CPM and MDM stay. Continue with the next topic, partition enhancement. So let's start with the deal grouping. We'll quickly introduce its concept. Okay, the deal grouping is a new feature that's designed to help managers present a more accurate view of deal size by grouping the same demands from the same clients. Worldwide sales manager, CPM, and branch admin can review and group opportunities via the similar opportunity session or have the opportunities grouped automatically when using the clone with new opti feature. For example, at the beginning, the clients request quotes from different sources. There may be multiple duplicate opportunities in the manager's report, which makes the estimated demand quantity inflated. When identifying this situation, the manager can classify this opportunity through the similar opportunity function, mark which one has a higher chance of winning, then mark my win flag to them. Then filter this opportunity in your report, such as both opportunity A and B record the same demand and they are assigned project tag 1. Opportunities C, D, and E are the same demand. They are assigned to the project tag 2. And the opportunity B, opportunity C are the most likely to win. So the estimated demand quantity should be the sum of opportunity B and C. Okay, in this way, a more accurate quantity can be presented in manager's report. And when you clone an opportunity with a complete mirroring type, the new opportunity and original opportunity will be grouped together, like assign the project tag 3. Okay, by assigning this project tag to its corresponding opportunities, users can distinguish and categorize the similar demanding opportunities from each client's demand. Okay, then the above is the general introduction to the deal grouping. Then let's dive into its details. First, there are more information about the deal grouping to help you understand and maintain it. For opportunity, all worldwide internal users can see these new fields to help you identify whether the opportunity belongs to a group and the group's situation. Okay, for the grouping type fields have two values, general and the complete mirroring. The complete mirroring means all the demands information should be the same, except the opportunity's name, DST, dealer, and win rate. The project tag is the group that contains the opportunities of the same demand from the same client. And the my win is the flag that managers think the opportunity might be close to won. And the last group day is the time when the opportunity is grouped. The system close date is the time when the opportunity is closed. And since the grouping information can be maintained after opportunity is closed, so those two date fields can help managers know if the opportunity is grouped after it's closed or before it's closed. And all this grouping information on the opportunity page are read-only to prevent general users who don't have the permission from making changes. Okay, for the quote and column item, worldwide, all worldwide internal users can see this new field to help identify whether the related opportunity belongs to a client's demand group. So the grouping type of quote and column item are the same with opportunity. They are read-only. And for the mirroring column item, it's another column item in the same group that is similar to the current opportunity to the current column item. And it's automatically updated when cloning an opportunity with a complete mirroring type. And also CPM can modify it manually. Okay, then more information about the new object record group. Those mobile users can click the project tag on the opportunity page when you see, then what you will see this record. Mobile users can see those records across your branches and edit records that belong to your branch. But only the sales manager, CPM, and branch admin can edit the project tag and description field. And users who can see this record also can see the opportunity-related list that contains the opportunity belong to your branch. And the users who can see these records can see the related files, including all the files. So please be cautious when uploading the files into this object or disclosing the information in the description field. Okay, then the next information about the similar opportunity session. Worldwide sales manager, CPM, and branch admin can see the similar opportunity and use it to maintain the grouping information that we've introduced before. And the list display fields including the opportunity name, opportunity number, end customer, my win, and the project tag. The current opportunity is always listed in the first line. If there are many opportunities, maybe like this, you can scroll down to view more. And the opportunity that meet the following rules will be listed here. Besides the first line's current opportunity, if if an opportunity whose end customer is the same as current opportunity, or their end customer have a parent-child relationship, and its created day and close day are within plus or minus 14 days of the current opportunity's created day and close day, then this opportunity will be identified as a similar opportunity and be listed in this section. And third, the opportunity whose project tag is the same as current opportunity will also be listed in here. Okay, then after knowing this basic information, let's see how to group the opportunity. This is a very simple operation. You can select the opportunity you want to group. If you see there are too many similar names that can make you confused, you can click on the opportunity name in a different browser page to check the detail and see if it's the opportunity you need. Then fill in the grouping type, project tag, and choose one opportunity, mark my win flag, Please note the grouping type and project tag are filled with the current opportunities grouping type and project tag by default. For the project tag, besides searching an existing records, you can also click the New Records button and enter a few fields to create a new tag for your own, belong to your own. And please note, when you modify the My Win flag, please click the pencil icon to modify it, and click the white space to temporarily save the value. When you see it's highlighted with a yellow background, then your modification is temporarily saved. So after maintaining these three fields, you can click Save. Then you will see the opportunities that you choose here are be grouped. Are grouped, and these fields are updated based on your choices. And for if you want to ungroup the opportunity, you also select the option here, then empty grouping type and project tag, then click Save. You will see a reminder that tells you the MyWin flag of the selected opportunities will be automatically unchecked. So please remember to maintain the flag of the other opportunities under the same tag if needed. So if you confirm to ungroup, click Confirm button. Then this group information will be emptied. In this way, for group and ungroup, managers can more easily identify the similar opportunities and maintain multiple opportunities at once as needed. So it's a very simple operation. Is there any question about it? Okay. If not, then we'll move on to the next part. Clone with Deloittte. In the future, worldwide sales manager, CPM, and branch admin can clone an approved quote and group the opportunity through the Clone with Deloittte feature. On the screen, you can see a new chat box that I'd like to clone an opportunity of the complete mirroring type. When you select it, the project tag will be displayed. And there is a new notice for it that the close date and CRID cannot be changed if you select this checkbox. So if you select it and change close date or CRID, you will see these corresponding error messages. Okay, then let's talk about the different scenarios when you use this feature. So first, the general scenario. You can click the button on a quote page, regardless of its status. It can be dragged, submitted for approval, approved, or rejected. On the Close with Deloittte screen, do not select the new checkbox. Then fill in fields as needed. In this scenario, the close date and CRID can be changed because the checkbox is not selected. So after you fill in the field, you can click Next. Then system will create a draft quote. And sorry, after clicking the Next button, system will create a draft quote just like it does now. And for the sales, you can only clone a draft quote because you cannot see this new checkbox on your clone with Deloittte screen. Okay, then about the clone complete mirroring scenario for draft quote. Also, when you click the button on an unapproved quote page, like the quote status is draft or submitted for approval or rejected, click the button, select this checkbox. Then fill in the project tag and other fields as needed. And in this scenario, because you choose this checkbox, so the close date and CRAD cannot be changed. Then click the next. System will create a draft quote, but the new opportunity and the original opportunity will be automatically grouped together. Okay, then the complete mirroring scenario for an approved quote. In this scenario, you should click the button on an approved quote page. Its status should be approved. Then on the screen, select the new checkbox, fill in project tag and this required field. Also, in this scenario, close date and CID cannot be changed. Then click Next. System will create an approved quote and automatically group the original opportunity and the new opportunity. Here is a note that if the new quote status changed to approve unsuccessfully due to maybe an unexpected reason, you will see an error message after clicking the next button. That tells you the system failed to approve the new quote automatically. Please manually sub the draft quote for approval. So, okay, let's see the new records details in the draft quote scenario. Just like I said, if you select the checkbox and the original quote is not approved, then the new quote status will be draft, and the new opportunity and the original one will be automatically grouped. The grouping type of opportunity, quote, and column item will be set to complete mirroring, and the My Win flag of the new one and the original one are unchecked. So please remember to maintain it in the similar opportunity component that we've introduced before. And for the mirroring column item field, it's automatically set to the original column item or the original column item's mirroring column items field. Mirroring column items field value. Okay, then for the draft call scenario, these fields of the new records are retrieved from the original records or automatically filled in by the system. If you see the note is empty, it means the value is retrieved from the original record. And those new records fields like opportunities field, opportunity product, quote, and the column item, they are basically the same as the current logic, so I won't go into details here. And all these fields are also used in the approved call scenarios that we'll introduce to you later. Okay, then let's see the approved call scenario. In this scenario, the call status will be approved, and there is no call approval history for the new record. In this way, managers can save time from approving this complete mirroring quote. But if the new quote status does not change to approved because of some unexpected reasons, the status will remain draft, and the user should submit for approval manually. But it's a special case. Usually the quote can be directly approved by system. Okay, then as we mentioned as we mentioned before, the new optee and the original optee will be automatically grouped, just like the draft quote scenario. And then the following new quote fields will be automatically updated, like the quote number for the approved quote will be automatically generated, and this quote date are automatically calculated based on the day when the quote is cloned. And the approval remark will be set to the clone complete mirroring quote. And in addition to the fields listed under the draft quote scenario, there are more fields are automatically filled in for the approved quote, such as the quote items IGP. For the TB quote item, the IGP is cloned from the original IGP. But for the BB quote item, the IGP is generated based on the price book entry's gross profit. And for the quote items budget, it's automatically filled in, but my over budget because the quote is automatically approved. It's not through the approval process. But in this situation, system will notify CPM about the quote over budget. And the plan head ETD will be set to empty, and the initial specification will be filled in based on the product. And for the TB colon items ETD field, it's retrieved from the original colon item. And then for the IGP information, they're almost retrieved from the original IGP, except for some lookup fields like the colon item and the users on owner fields like this. Okay. Is there any question about the clone with new opti feature? Okay, then if there is no further question, let's navigate to Salesforce to look at the function related to deal grouping, including group opportunity and the clone with new opti. So first, on the opportunity page, in the opportunities detail section, as you can see, there are grouping type, project tag, last group day, my win. These fields are empty at the beginning. You can group them in the similar opportunity section by choosing the opportunity that you want to group. Then click next. You can choose the grouping type and fill in the project tag and mark a my win flag that you think it might be close to one at last. These two records have the my win flag because we use it use it to test, so you can ignore it. At the usual scenario, it should be empty. Then after you maintain the grouping type, project tag, and the my win flag, you can click save. Then system will automatically group the opportunity that you choose in the similar opportunity section. This information will be automatically updated. About if you want to ungroup the opportunity, also you can choose the opportunity in here, then click next, empty the grouping type and project tag, then click save. Now you can see this reminder. If you confirm, you click confirm button. If you not confirm, click previous to select the opportunity. So I click confirm. Then scroll down. As you can see, the grouping information is automatically updated. So the operation is simple, but maintaining this information correctly can help managers better manage and analyze the client's demands in the manager's report. So it's all the actions about group and ungroup the opportunity. Then let's see the operation of clone with new opti. So I click into an approved quote. In this quote, I click the clone with new opti button and I select to clone an opportunity with complete mirroring type. Then fill in the project tag, change these fields as needed. Then click Next. The system is processing. Let's continue processing. Okay. When it's done, system will navigate you to the new opportunity. And scroll down, you can see the grouping information is automatically updated. And click into the quote. You can see the status is approved and there is no quote approval history. And the TB column items information like ETD and the IGP information are also be updated automatically. And this is for an approved quote scenario. For another draft quote scenario, you can click into a draft quote or submit for approval quote or reject quote. Click the clone with new opti. Regardless of choose or not choose this checkbox, once click next, system will create draft quote because the original quote status is not approved. So as you can see, the new quote status will be draft. And also because I select the checkbox, so this new opportunity also be grouped with the original opportunity. Okay, that's all the operation about clone with new opti for draft quote scenario and for approved quote scenario. Is there any question about the deal grouping? Like group or ungroup opportunity or clone? Okay, if not, let's go back to the slide. Okay, then as we mentioned before in the agenda, so we will take a 5 minutes break. Then we will continue to introduce the partial shipment enhancement part. And this part is related to CPM, MDM, HQ Planner, and the SA. So for sales manager, and the branch admin can free to arrange your time. So thank you for attending to this training.
Right. As mentioned, the second part would only involve some of you. So those that Xiaofan mentioned, please stay with us for a little bit more. And sales team are free to go, basically. Let me see. It's 3:31 right now, so we'll be back at 3:36. I'll leave a note in the comment section.
All right, it's time. Hopefully everyone is come back from their break. So firstly, we'll introduce the overview of the partial shipment enhancement. For a partial shipment, it has 4 stages, including generate, update, process, and feedback. As a reminder, if you see a person icon, which means the action can be done by user manually, otherwise the action will be done by system automatically. Okay, then in the generate stage, HQ Planner can create a partial shipment manually in Salesforce, or the new partial shipment can be generated when the column item meet the conditions, or the new partial shipment can be synced from the QRS. Okay, in the update stage, CPM can modify the update ETD as usual, and also can revise the quote to update partial shipment. Then partial shipment will be automatically updated based on the column items changes. Then in the process stage, which is every day from 7:30 to 3 in the afternoon, the partial shipment added by users will be sent to e-commerce every morning. At the same time, the partial shipment's QRS status will be waiting and cannot be changed in the Salesforce. Then QRS will fetch the partial shipment for processing. Both system and the HQ Planner can provide feedback on partial shipment. Then in the feedback stage, after partial shipment is processed in QRS, it will be synced back to Salesforce at 3 p.m. every day. Then partial shipment will be automatically updated based on QRS feedback. The partial shipment can rapidly go through the stage 2, 3, and 4. And each time the partial shipment is changed in Salesforce, including it's created, it's updated, and have the feedback from QRS, it will be synced to EBS if the conditions are met, to let users know the latest information to help them place order. Okay, in general, we optimize the partial shipment in Salesforce and strengthen its integration with different systems and improve the efficiency of placing order. Okay, then let's dive into the partial shipments details. In the partial shipment page, there are 4 new fields: the QR status, last updated ETD, last updated quantity, and the PS unable to order. And there is a new help text for update quantity that tells you update quantity is automatically changed by system. Okay. As we mentioned before, the partial shipment will be automatically updated based on column item changes. So this field usage is changed from CPM feedback demands quantity to system calculates the quantity at the QR system reference value. Okay, then the users who can access this partial shipment record can see the new help tab to knowing the meaning and the usage of this new field. The QR status is used to identify if the current partial shipment has been processed by QRS. It has 5 values. New means the partial shipment hasn't been confirmed by QRS. And the waiting means partial shipment is waiting to process by QRS. And the done, pending, no action taken are feedbacked by QRS. For the PS unable to order is used to notify EBS whether an order can be placed for partial shipment under this approved quote. And the last updated ETD is used to notify EBS of the latest date when the orders can be placed for the partial shipment under the approved quote. And the last updated quantity is used to notify EBS of the latest quantity. How many orders can be placed for the partial shipment under the approved quote during the current HQATD week? Okay, since we have these more new fields, we also have add them to the partial shipment history to help user know what happened to this partial shipment. You can see it on the right side of the partial shipment page. Okay, then because the CPM no longer changes update quantity field manually, so the update quantity field in the partial shipment list is replaced by QRS status to let CPM know the partial shipment situation. And the section for CPM is renamed to CPM edit update ETD. Remove the update quantity word. Okay, for SA, you can see more partial shipment fields like PS unable to order, last updated ETD, and last updated quantity in your report to help decide how to place order in EBS system. Okay, after knowing this basic information of partial shipment enhancement, so let's see how the partial shipment changes. To recap, for Salesforce, the partial shipment will be automatically updated based on the column items changes after user's modification is applied to the original approved quote. Then QRS will fetch the partial shipment, then provide feedback to Salesforce. So what the condition looks like. Okay. Here is the summary of the partial shipment change. If the need forecast demand quantity is changed, the partial shipment will be automatically updated by system, including the following 4 scenarios. Scenario 1, if the column item no longer meets the conditions of generating partial shipment, which means the partial shipment's quantity should be released, and the users cannot place the order by partial shipment in the EBS system. The system will automatically change the update quantity to 0 and change the PS unable to order to true. Then scenario 2, if the column item meets the condition of generating partial shipment, the partial shipment's quantity should be restored, which means system will generate a new partial shipment or update quantity is recalculated until the partial shipment matches the quantities, call items quantities. And in this scenario, users can place the order by partial shipment in EBS system, so PS unable to order will be false. And for the scenario 3, when call items quantity is increased, the partial shipments quantity should be increased too. System will generate a new partial shipment or recalculate the update quantity until the total partial shipments quantity matches the column items quantity. Okay, then for scenario 4, if the column items quantity is decreased, also the partial shipments quantity should be decreased too. So system will decrease the update quantity until it matches the column items quantity. Okay, this is the fourth scenario. Then let's see the detailed logic for the field changes. And when the quote is approved, the fields of the new partial shipment at the beginning are as follows. Its quantity, update quantity and the last updated quantity will be set to the column items quantity, and the QRS status will be new, and the PS unable to order will be true. Okay, for QRS status, it will be changed to new when the update ETD or update quantity is changed. And in this scenario, the HQ ETD week should be greater or equal than the allow forecast week, or HQ ETD is empty, which means if the partial shipment's HQ ETD is earlier than the allow forecast week, even if the PS update ETD or update quantity is changed, the status will remain unchanged. Okay. Additionally, if the update quantity is the same as quantity, partial shipment quantity, these two fields are the same, the QRS status also will remain unchanged. And for the waiting status, it will be changed from new to waiting and every morning. And for the done pending no action taken, they are returned by QRS system every afternoon. Okay, for the update quantity, when the column item no longer meets the condition of generating parchment, the update quantity should be changed to 0. When the column item meets the condition of generating parchment or the column item's quantity is changed, the update quantity should be recalculated to match the column item's quantity. Also, system will change this partial shipment whose HQDD week is greater or equal than the greater or equal to the allow forecast week, or HQDD week is empty. And for the system decrease the update quantity, it will follow the order to change. Okay, then for the PS unable to order, if CPM confirm forecast is checked and the column item still meets the condition of generating partial shipment, the partial PS unable to order will be changed from checked to unchecked, which means the partial shipment can be placed order in EBS system. If the column item no longer meets the condition of generating partial shipment, the PS unable to order will be changed from unchecked to checked, which means the parchment cannot be placed order in EBS system. Okay, then for the last updated ETD, it's automatically filled with the update ETD or HQ ETD week when these two fields are changed. And for the last updated quantity, it's automatically filled with the update quantity or quantity when the two fields are changed. Okay, then please with this logic in mind, next we will introduce the examples of each scenarios for your understanding. Okay, for scenario 1, when the column item no longer meets the condition of generating partial shipment, system will release the partial shipment when the need forecast is changed from HQ pool to another option like empty, juicy forecast, or mirroring by the revised core feature. So in this scenario, the partial shipment quantity should be released means the update quantity should be changed to 0. Okay, if HQATD week is empty, originally the column item need forecast may be HQATD week and meets the condition, so system generates a partial shipment at the beginning. Then after revise quote, the column item need forecast is changed to maybe empty. So it no longer meets the condition. System will decrease its update quantity to 0. The last updated quantity also be set to 0. Then QRS system will feedback partial shipment. Its QRS status will be set to no action taken. Okay, if the HQATD wake is not empty, originally the partial shipment is feedback from the QRS system, and after revise quote, the column item's HQATD wake is set to empty. System will automatically decrease the update quantity to 0. For the partial shipment 2, its HQATD wake equals the allow forecast wake. So system can modify the update quantity to 0 and set the QRS status to new and the last updated quantity to new. But for the partial shipment 1, its HQATD wake is earlier than the allow forecast wake. So system cannot decrease its update quantity to 0. It remains 50 and the QRS status will also remain down. Then QRS system will feedback partial shipment based on this reference value provided by Salesforce and its own mechanism. The partial shipment that QRS feedback will be this one. Okay, then let's see the scenario 2. When the column item meets the condition of generating partial shipment, the system will restore partial shipment when the need forecast is changed from other option to HQ tender pool through the revise quote feature. That means, is there any question? Okay, I'll go ahead. Okay, in this scenario, system will generate a new partial shipment or change the update quantity until the partial shipment's total update quantity matches the column item's quantity. So if the HQTD wake is empty, originally the column item's new forecast is maybe empty. Then after revise, the new forecast change to HQ tender pool. So system will increase its update quantity until it's made the column items quantity equals 100. And the last updated quantity will be set to 100 too. In this scenario, it's especially the no action taken can be changed to new even if the update quantity equals partial shipments quantity. It's special. It's specially. Okay, in this scenario, after QRS system provide the feedback, the partial shipment executed wake and partial shipment quantity will like this. Okay, then if the HQ wake is not empty, so after revise, the need forecast is changed from empty to HQ tender pool. System will create a new partial shipment for the call item because the original partial shipments HQ week are all not empty. So system create a new one. And because the partial shipment meets the condition of generated partial shipment and the CPM confirm forecast at this time is true. So the partial shipment PS unable to order will be set to false, which means it can be placed order in EBS system. Then QRS will provide the feedback for the partial shipment. Okay. In scenario 3, when the column item's quantity is increased, the system will increase the partial shipments update quantity until it matches the column item's quantity. If the HQETD wake is empty, and after CPM revise the column items quantity from 100 to 120, the partial shipments update quantity will also be changed to 120. Then the last updated quantity also be the 120. And after QRS feedback, the partial shipment information, it'd be maybe split into these two partial shipment like this. Okay, then if HQETD wake is not empty after CPM revise the quantity from 100 to 120, system will generate a new partial shipment because the original partial shipments HQETD wake are not empty. So system generate a new partial shipment until the total update quantity of this partial shipment equals column items quantity. Then QRS system will provide the feedback. Okay, then there is a special scenario for column items quantity is increased. If the column items quantity after revised qual is still less or equal than the partial shipments total quantity, like the partial shipments quantity is revised from 60 to 80, but at this time, partial shipment total quantity is 100. It's greater than the column items quantity. And because all the partial shipments executed week is earlier than the allowed forecast week, so system cannot modify this partial shipments update quantity. So in this scenario, partial shipment will remain unchanged. Okay, then for the scenario 4, when the column items quantity is decreased, system also will decrease the partial shipments update quantity until it matches the column items quantity. If the original PS HQETD wake is empty, like the after revised qual, the column items quantity is changed from 100 to 60, then the partial shipments update quantity will also be changed to 60, as well as the last update quantity is 62. Sorry. Okay, then QRS will provide the feedback for the partial shipment. And then if the original partial shipment's HQETD wake is not empty, then after the column items quantity is revised from 100 to 60, system will decrease the existing partial shipments update quantity based on this order from the HQD wake is later one to the HQD wake is earlier one, such as system will decrease the partial shipment 3's update quantity to 0, then decrease the PS2's update quantity to 10 until the total updated quantity equals column items quantity. Then update the last updated quantity equals update quantity. Then set the QRS status to new for partial shipment 2 and partial shipment 3, which is whose update quantity is changed. Then QRS system will feedback per shipment based on this reference value and its own mechanism. Okay, then in this scenario, there is a special situation for the historical partial shipment, which update ETD is changed by CPM manually, and QRS system has already feedback the PS quantity to Salesforce. In this situation, the column items quantity will be greater than the PS quantity. Then after the CPM revise column items quantity from 100 to 90, the partial shipment will the partial shipment will be a new partial shipment will be generated instead of decrease the partial shipments update quantity. So in this scenario, system will generate a partial shipment which is update quantity is 10. It's the new partial shipments update quantity plus the original partial shipments quantity matches the column items quantity. Then after QRS feedback, the partial shipments HQD week and quantity will be updated. Okay, so it's all the scenarios about partial shipment changes. Is there any question about the logic, about the example?
So we know this is a lot of information and a lot of scenarios here. Wanted to take a quick stop to make sure everyone is okay so far. If there are no questions at the moment. Oh, wait, let me see. Did someone raise a question? So difficult. Well,
I will provide the training material to you after meeting. You can read it and learn it.
the idea of what we did this phase is so that a lot of the changes are automatically done within Salesforce and within the QRS system itself. So that even though we are explaining it in a lot of details here, it sounds like a lot, but what you guys would do is that by using the revise function previously introduced in the other session and maybe some of the
Prepáč, už mi tu
fields
niečo začalo, ale
here.
nevadí,
Oops,
môžete.
is there anyone? Sorry. Did
Vieš čo, u mňa
Sorry.
všetko v podstate v
Peter?
poriadku. Robím, makám. Už začal som, dvor som si už vyzametal, vyčistil, dvor, záhradu postupne.
Sorry. I think he's not trying to raise a question at the moment. So sorry. Back to where was I? Okay, so what we just explained is how the two systems would have interchanged the information automatically. But on user's end, you wouldn't need to go through all of these number changes yourself because this is already written in the logic of two systems, and this is the result that you'll get. We were just explaining how the results will look like for you. So as Xiaofan mentioned, we will be providing all these details after the meeting so that you can, if you're interested, you can look into more of the details, and of course you can still raise questions if you have questions after the meeting. But for the users, just so you know, you don't have to go through all of these by yourself manually in the system, all right? This is just to explain what is happening behind the scenes for you. You'll only see what is before, what is after because of the revise function, and then what QRS will be providing as a feedback. All right. So
If there are no further
yep.
questions, I'll go ahead. Okay, then let's talk about the partial shipment restrictions. First, the restriction when QRS status is waiting. Waiting means the partial shipment is being processed by QRS and cannot be modified in Salesforce. There are some restrictions for users when you revise quote or approve the reapproval request or modify the update ETD. Let's see them one by one. Okay, the quantity cannot be modified on the revise quote screen if any associated partial shipment status is waiting and the new checkbox is unselected, which means you are about to revise the original protocol. So in this scenario, when you change the opportunity and click next, you will see this error message. And then the need forecast cannot be changed during the revise call process if the QR status is waiting and the new checkbox is unselected and the need forecast is changed from HQ tender pool to another option or from another to HQ tender pool. Then when you click the next button, you will see this error message. And then when the last approver approved the reapproval request that we introduced you Monday, if the associated partial shipment QR status is waiting and any of the column items quantity or need forecast is modified by the submitter, then when last approver approve the request, you will see this error message. You can see the clear error messages words after the exceptions that tells you you cannot approve the reapproval request when QRS is processing the user's earlier adjustments. So please try again after QRS completes its operations. Okay, then for CPM, CPM cannot change the update ETD if the partial shipment's QR status is waiting. If you change it after click next button, you will see this this error message. And there are more checking rules for update ETD, and they have some changes. As usual, the CPM can edit the update ETD when opportunity stage is not closed. The system will display an error message if CPM meets any of the listed restrictions. And because the update ETD is automatically changed by system, not changed by CPM manually, so there are some changes for the error message. The line is highlighted means the word about update quantity are removed. The error message itself still exists. But if the error message text is gray, it means the error messages have been removed. So for CPM in the future, you may encounter these 6 restriction when you edit the update ETD. Okay, then let's go into the last topic, sync information to EBS. Okay, for TB column items, quote column item and the IGP information will be synced to EBS in the following scenarios and be used for placing order in EBS system. The scenario 1, when quote is approved, and scenario 2, quote's expiration date or unable to order is changed, and the scenario 3, opportunities account name is changed from a generic to a specific one. These three scenarios are existing scenarios, and their conditions have no change. So we'll not talk about it in this meeting. But for the scenario 4, it's only for TB column items now, not for BB column items anymore. So if TB column items proposed exchange rate is approved and the opportunity's name is not empty, is not a generate dist, and quote status is still approved, and the proposed exchange rate is approved, then this quote will be synced to EBS. And for scenario 5, it's new. The scenario is the certain fields are changed when the quote is revised without the need for approval. When it's meet this condition, like the account name cannot be empty and is not the generic dist, and any of the following fields are changed during the revised quote process, like opportunities account name is changed, expiration date is changed, and the offering invoice price is increased, the column items quantity is decreased. If the column item meet this condition, the information will be synced to EBS. Okay, then the following fields are synced to EBS when the quote meets the criteria for syncing to EBS, including this quote and column item and IGP's information. They are all the existing fields. And then about the partial shipment to EBS. The partial shipment information is used for placing orders bi-weekly in EBS system, so it needs to be synced to EBS in any of the following scenarios and given preconditions are met. The precondition is as followed. First, the opportunity name is not empty and is not a generic dist. Basically, it needs to be a specific dist. And the quote status is approved, and the column item type is TB, and the partial shipments executed week and quantity and juicy forecast are not empty. Then when the QRS syncs partial shipment back to Salesforce, or the update ETD is changed by CPM, which will cause the partial shipment's last updated ETD is changed. Then this partial shipment will be synced to EBS. Scenario 2 is when QRS sync partial shipment back to Salesforce or update quantity is changed by CPM through the revised quote feature, which will cause the partial shipment's last updated quantity field is changed. So in this scenario, partial shipment will be synced to EBS. And for the scenario 3, if CPM confirmed forecast is checked by CPM, or the column item no longer meets the conditions for generating partial shipment, which will cause the PS unable to order is changed. In this scenario, the partial shipment will also be synced to EBS. Okay, then for the partial shipment information, the following fields, including quote, column item, partial shipment, and the new partial shipment fields will be synced to EBS one by one. The partial shipment is synced to EBS one by one. Okay, then. Okay, that's all for today. If there are any question about what we've introduced today, about the group opportunity, column with new opti, and the partial shipment changes. If there are further questions right now, as a reminder, these features introduced in those two sessions will go live next Tuesday and Wednesday. The Tuesday is for deal grouping, and Wednesday is for revised quote and partial shipment. There will be an announcement later before we go live, which contains some notice you should know, such as try not to change partial shipment manually in the go live process. So please pay attention to the letter. Okay, that's all for today. Thanks for attending.
Okay, thank you all for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.